This is going to be an attempt at exploring San Diego and also exploring my mind simultaneously, of course. To be fully transparent, I've been stuck in somewhat of a creative rut where nothing feels quite right. Me editing right now is like rereading the same sentence for the 100th time, and yet still nothing. To add to this concoction of disappointment, I've also been putting an insane amount of unnecessary pressure on myself. I believe I may be getting pretty familiar with this thing they call analysis paralysis. So here's my attempt to break free and push through. Because what we're not going to do is give up. Creating is meant to be a way to express ourselves. Creating is meant to be fun if we let it. I don't know what this will end up being, but the whole theme of this video is less overthinking, less expectations, and more falling in love with the process. I came out to San Diego to help my mom for business, and she killed it. Super proud. But while there, I also got to explore a little. First, let's talk about my personal favorite topic, food. We ate at a few places while there, but my top two were one, Choi's, which is a Korean restaurant. I loved the whole experience. You walk in, I had a cute little name tag with a little flower on it. They offered a complimentary ginger lemon drink to kind of cleanse your palate before eating. It was like the attention to detail was everything there, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. And also, the food was quite delicious. The second place that I really loved was Cucina Urbana, an Italian restaurant. And their hot honey pepperoni pizza, I currently still dream about it like a week later. It was amazing. Because I had a very limited amount of time there, my exploring was also quite limited. But I did get to check out this really cool bookstore called Verbatim. They actually had a really cool selection of books. It was massive. But they also had secondhand books, and the secondhand books were in perfect condition. I could spend literally all day here, but I only had 2 hours to go, so womp womp. But right across the street they had Love Song, which is a really cool coffee market space. I ended up getting their Rose Garden Matcha, and it was pretty good. Honestly though, I want to try their coffee flavors because that menu was intriguing. Lastly, I stumbled across Art Elixia, which is this cool Mexican gift shop. And honestly, I feel like just walking in, your mood elevates almost instantly. I ended up getting some dates with chili, which I'm super excited to try. So one of the many things I've missed since leaving Cali was the beaches. It might be the Pisces in me, but water has always been a place where my mind can just run wild, yet also feel at peace, so it's very interesting. But it felt only right to pair some of San Diego's water footage I collected with some of the more recent life lessons. First, I think I'm going to be leaving my soft girl era and entering more of a problem-solving era. The name can definitely use some work, but it's less about being gentle with myself and more about being honest. Less about solely seeking out peace and more about going after what I want, even if it comes with a moderate amount of stress. Less about comfort and more about getting comfortable being uncomfortable. Because growth tends to happen outside of our comfort zone. Like everything in life, moderation is key. Balance is everything. So the soft girl era will probably come back at some point, but for now we'll shelf it. This new era is focused on solutions only. So I actually wanted to share a journaling practice that's kind of helped. This is useful for whenever you start to feel overwhelmed or stressed out. You begin by listing all your points of frustration. How are you feeling? Why might you be feeling this way? You just let it all out. And then you move into the second phase where you kind of approach it like, what are you going to do about it? And this is where you'll seek out more rational thoughts. You kind of counteract the irrational ones and think about it as if you were talking to a best friend and they were spiraling. What would you tell them? From there, you create action steps. What are the actions you can take to get rid of these points of frustration? They can either be habits that you'll start implementing daily, or it could be a mindset shift, or just an action to stop the spiraling. The whole goal is to come up with at least one action you can leave this with. Because venting is great, but if we vent about the same thing more than once, something needs to change. Because as a reminder, nothing changes if nothing changes. To close out this video, I wanted to share a passage I read recently about self-doubt, a topic that all of us creatives are super familiar with. It's from a book I'm reading called The Creative Act, A Way of Being. Quote, "Self-doubt lives in all of us, and while we may wish it gone, it is there to serve us. Flaws are human, and the attraction of art is the humanity held in it. If we were machine-like, the art wouldn't resonate. It would be soulless. With life comes pain, insecurity, and fear. We're all different and we're all imperfect, and the imperfections are what makes each of us and our work interesting. We create pieces reflective of who we are, and if insecurity is a part of who we are, then our work will have a greater degree of truth in it as a result." Also, to put things in perspective, if you're dealing with self-doubt, that just means you're trying, and it means you're growing, and it means you're taking risks, and it means you're doing something that actually scares you. So, shout out to you. As always, thank you for spending time with me. I'm forever grateful for you, and we will talk soon. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe, please.